Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to math. Today we're going to continue working on those polygons that we were working on last class where we were doing proportions. Okay? We're still going to do the same exact thing. The only difference now is we're not going to find the ratio, okay, or the scale of what one is to the other. But today we're actually going to solve a variable, okay? It's similar to what we did last class. The only difference again, instead of a scale, we're solving for a variable. So our objective for today is to solve for a variable using proportions, okay? So if our shape looks something like this. If our shape is two rectangles, okay? Okay, so we have two rectangles. On these rectangles, we have x, and then we have a 10, a 15, and a 24. Okay? Keep in mind, rectangles have both sides the same, that are across from each other, the same, down from the top to the bottom, okay? Since we have two rectangles and we're dealing with similarities, we have to set up a proportion, okay, to solve for that x. If you guys remember last class, okay, for the ones that didn't see the video from last class, make sure you watch that video before watching this one, okay? It gives you a lot of more insight of how to set up a proportion. If you guys remember, whatever side we pick, okay, for the top, okay, we have to pick the same for the bottom, okay? We can also do it as a shape, okay? Meaning, if we say x is the top of our proportion, we can say x over 10, okay, equals, remember, since we used the side first, okay, on the other shape we have to use the side first as well, which is 24, because the side is 24, over our top, okay, because we use the top here, 15, okay, that's one way to put it. Okay. So now that we have a proportion set up, we can actually cross multiply. So x times 15 is 15x, because remember one's a variable, one's not. So we have 15x equals 10 times 24, because remember we're doing cross multiply. 10 times 24, which if we multiply them, on the one side we have 15x, so 15x equals 24 times 10, all we have to do is add the 0 to 24, because 1 times 24 is just 24. Add the 0, so 240. Okay, then we divide by 15. The reason why is because remember, we're solving for x, okay? That cancels out the 15. 240 divided by 15. I have my calculator right here just to find out. So 240 divided by 15 is 16. So x equals 16. Okay? We found our answer for the variable. Now that we found our answer, okay, we can go back and see if these two are actually similar rectangles by saying we know that x is 16, so we can say 16, okay, over 10 equals 24 over 15. 16 times 15, okay, or we can also reduce them if we could, but since there is no factor for 15 really that does 24, well actually there is 3, so we can reduce them first of all. Both the factors of 2, so 16 divided by 2 is 8, 10 divided by 2 is 5, equals, since these two are factors of 3, okay, 3 can go into 15 5 times, and 3 can go into 24 8 times. So notice that 8 over 5 equals 8 over 5. So these two are similar polygons, okay? All right, make sure you have it written down on your notes, okay? Let's do one more, just to get the hang of it. Oh no. Oh. Come on. Remember guys, always use the same sides, okay? So for our second one, if we have these two, I would say parallelograms, okay? Because they're not necessarily parallelograms, but we have these two slanted squares, should I say. And on these, we have a 10, a 12, again 12, we have question mark, and 6, okay? Or instead of the question mark, we can always say x. So what are we solving for? The variable, right? X. So again, remember, whatever shape we use, I'm going to go with this one, the big one first. We have 10 over 12. Okay, side over base. We have to use the same thing over here. Side, which is 6, over base, which is x, which equals 12 times 6. Okay, we cross multiply, which is 5 is 60, 72. So we have 72 equals 10 times x, which is 10x. Okay. Now, we divide by 10 to get rid of the 10, to leave x alone. So x equals 10 can go into 72 7 times, and we have 2 over 10 left over, which technically x equals 7.2 or 7 1/5. You might ask yourself, how do you get those two numbers? First of all, how did you even get 2 over 10? Because 10 can go into 7 times, but you still have a 2 left over. Since you're dividing 2 into 10, that's why we got 2 over 10. Then we reduce it. They're both factors of 2. 2 can go into 2 one time. 2 can go into 10 5 times. That's why we got 7 1/5. Or if you plug it into a calculator, okay, you get 7.2. Okay, if you round it. And that's it. We solve for our x. Okay? All right, guys. Again, make sure you have it on your notes. Very, very simple, like I said. It's pretty much kind of more of a review, okay? The only difference this time from last time is last time we were looking for the factors or the scale. Today we're actually just solving for the variable. Here is your assignment for today. Okay? Let's see. Here we go. All right, for your first one, we have these two, let's say, kind of like trapezoids. Okay, the little slanted from one side, 24 from the base, 12 from the top, and then we're solving for the side. Okay, on your other one, okay, they're kind of the same. We have 25, 15, okay? We're solving for x. And then on your second one, we have let's see, another two kind of squares. What was the other way? 5, 6, 12, x. Okay? All right, there's two problems on the board for you guys to solve. Make sure you make sure you send your notes. Make sure you send your work. Send your work as soon as you're done watching the video. And I'll be here waiting for your email.